And today I'm going to be telling you about the program me and my mentor have worked on for a few months called Blob World. So first, before we talk about the program, let's talk about me. So I obviously love coding and have been coding for 4 years now. I started out with things like Scratch and Tinker, but now I've moved on to real language. And the language that I right now have the most experience with is Python. Python was the first language that real language that I started coding with, so that's what I have the most experience with. And then I enjoy using code to create games, like Blob World, and also to do schoolwork, like automating a math problem. So, the featured game is Blob World, and here's a screenshot of the game. So the game basically works like this. You're a blob, and your main goal is to try to survive for as long as possible. So you're in this arena, and if you go out of the arena, you slowly shrivel into dust and your health goes away. So if you stay outside for too long, you die. And then inside the arena, many different types of enemies spawn, and they all want to murder you. So you have to use your different types of weapons to fight back against the enemies. So what was most difficult? The first thing that was difficult was getting the accounts to work. Me and my mentor wanted to be able to save your progress so you could log in even after you close the program. And we decided to use a JSON format to save, like a JSON file format to save the code. But JSON is sort of made for JavaScript objects, so it's kind of hard to do that for Python objects. And the second thing that was challenging was making the enemies shrink on death. In the beginning of the game, when you killed an enemy, the enemies would just disappear, and I thought that was kind of boring, so I decided to make them shrink. But as you can see, the enemies are like a bunch of different circles, and since Pygame, the thing I used to make it, only can have round numbers for the radius of the circles, when I shrunk it, the numbers weren't round, so that was hard to figure out. And the last thing that was hard to do was animating the button. In the beginning, when you click the button, it would just switch immediately to the next screen. But I decided that was also boring, so I wanted the buttons to glide out of the screen and new buttons to come in. And that was hard to do because I had to remember what screen I was going to switch to after the buttons had animated. So, what felt most rewarding? The first thing that was really rewarding was when the bullets, as you can see, oh wait, no, that's the map. The bullets started to have trails. So in the beginning, bullets were just white circles that flew around the screen. And since the health bars of the enemies and the player were all white, and sometimes hundreds of enemies are all on the screen at the same time, it was kind of hard to tell where the bullets were. So I decided to give them outlines, and also just for fun, give them trails. And then it was really satisfying when they first had trails, because it looked like little bubbles popping out. That was kind of satisfying to see. And the second thing that was satisfying was when the buttons first worked. So I wanted to code it to look satisfying, and then after a few tries, it actually worked, and then the satisfyingness also worked. So that was really rewarding when the buttons glided out and glided. And the third thing that was most satisfying was when the first account was created. So to test if the accounts were created, I had to create an account in the program, and I had to close the program, and then reopen it and try to sign design it. So it was kind of frustrating to test that. And then when it finally worked, it felt really rewarding.